Today we're checking out the Rearview Camera Kit for the 2007 to 13 Silverado and Sierra 1500. If your truck didn't come with a factory backup camera and you want an easier and safer way to see what's behind you when you're backing up, this is one of those upgrades that adds modern convenience without making the truck feel hacked together, so it's definitely worth considering. This kit is built around a tailgate handle rear view camera setup, which is a really clean way to add a camera because it keeps everything centered and looking OEM instead of sticking some random camera on the outside of the truck. It's going to use the existing tailgate handle and swap out the trim piece that has the camera built right into it, so you get a factory style appearance without drilling into the truck. This is a big reason that someone's gonna want this particular kit, and it also includes the wiring to run the video feed into the cab, and the camera has night vision, plus a nice strong resolution, which makes it a lot more useful when you're backing up in low light or trying to line up a hitch after dark. The long video and power cables are another nice touch because they help to make the install cleaner and more workable on a full-size truck. One thing to note is that this does require a display that doesn't come with it, so it's perfect for somebody who already has a compatible head unit or a screen and just needs the camera side of the setup, but you can get a screen for a pretty reasonable price if you need that too. When it comes to the construction on this, you are getting a rear camera that integrates right into the textured black tailgate handle trim piece, along with a plenty long enough video cable and an RCA connection and a very long power cable as well. That's gonna help make the install easier, and if you stick with me, we'll show you that install just here in a minute. This construction is gonna give you a durable OEM style exterior look with the wiring needed to complete the proper camera install. As far as the pricing goes, it's going to come in right in the upper $100 price range. For a no-drill rear camera kit that gives the truck a cleaner and more factory-style backup camera setup, that is a really strong value for an upgrade that you're going to appreciate every time you reverse the truck. When it comes to this install, this one's gonna get rated a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter since you gotta do a little bit of wiring, but it can be done in just 1 hour of your time. Now let's see exactly how this install process goes with a quick video from one of our AmericanTrucks customers.
Here's all the tools I used for this to install. The prying bars to get the trim piece off and to get the portions off underneath by the door, anywhere else too. Here's my drill with a 9/32 hex for the radio, and I also use the Phillips driver. I use a lot of zip ties, side cutters for cutting the zip ties and cutting wire, larger ones for bigger zip ties, larger wire, scissors, 13mm socket for these bolts right under here on the tailgate, large pliers for squeezing down the connectors, kite string for pulling wires. Here's my super sweet adaptive wire puller made out of a coat hanger. These are removal for the insulation off of the wire. Bent cutter. Because mine did not come loomed, I had to buy some flex tubing or split loom. The insertion tool I made out of a piece of bent wire. Electrician's tape. Connectors. CMUs, these are ones I tried to make sure things worked. Shrink tubing. I also used some shrink tubing with solder already in them. Here's my soldering outfit, plus the solder itself and some rosin. And then for the shrink tubing, I used the very large, almost industrial version heater, as well as my propane-fired heater. This is the final install of the camera and the bezel that goes around it. Hello. Starting today to install a rear view camera kit. It's for a 2007 to 14 Sierra 2500 or 3500 HD. This is a Chevy Silverado 2500 HD, but they're similar enough that it will work. As you can see, this already has a camera port for it, which is not standard. I already installed this earlier with a different set, and this has not worked out. And so now we're going to install this yet. So here's the camera. It's got the lens protector on. I'm going to leave that until I get much further along. I don't want to scratch that lens. Here's the bezel. The camera goes right in here, and I don't have the 3 screws that go in there, but I think I can pull that off of the one that's currently on my truck. All right, here we are inside the car, and we're going to take the bezel or surrounding portion of the panel off. I find that it's easy to use 2 of these little plastic remover tools takes quite a while. My best shot is to start up here and to get it part way, and then use the other to get another grip on it, and you finally get it off and you can pop it. I find the easy way is to just go down one side. Connectors, there we go. There we go. I'll leave the little metal part of the connector back, but we'll get that shortly. Now where we need to get our radio out, and the radio is actually captured by this piece, which is captured by this piece down here. So we really have to start at the bottom and take this whole set out. And I find this nice little tool here with a nut adapter on the end with a 9/32 is the right size. This will come out down below here. And the next one. Passenger side rather than the driver's side, just because the steering wheel's in the way. Now we have 4 up here on the radio. Alright, finally get to our radio. Here's where our camera will show. Pull that all out. And now we'll deal with some wires. At the back of the truck here, and I was looking a little bit closer at this wire that they sent, and you can see it's in 2 pieces. The video wire here that goes to the front where the monitor is 26 feet long. I measured that with my tape measure here. I'll spare you the time of looking at me do that. The other wire is for the power and the ground, and this one's only 10 feet long, so it will not make it up to where the radio and the monitor is, and I'll have to stay back here somewhere for it. Okay, for providing the power, we are going to take a look at going into the light here. If you wanted to do backup, you can hook it up into the backup light. Every time you put it in reverse, the backup light will turn on and power the camera. I really want to have it on for more capability. I find that when I'm hitching up and the light is in the back, doing stuff, I don't really want to leave it in reverse in the potential that maybe I might make a mistake and go backwards. I usually like to put it in park, that way I'm secure, and I want to be able to have power to the camera during that period of time. So you either hook it up to the light that's on all the time, one of the red ones, whenever you're in the truck, or I can go over to the 7-wire hitch area and pick up an accessory wire out of there. But I think it'd be much easier to operate off of this light, so I'm going to show that one for shortly. Now I'm going to take this off. To do that, we have to get to the inside of the tailgate. To remove the bezel from the other side, we have to deal with these 3 bolts. They are all 13 millimeter. This one on the bottom, we're going to loosen. We're not going to take this all the way out. We're not going to take any of them all the way out. This one we want to take out far enough. Oh, I heard it pop right there. I think it's released the bezel on the other side. These we're going to loosen so that the handle can move a little bit and let the bezel out. Alright, let's see if that works. Let's put the tailgate up now so we can get to the bezel. We need to take our little pry tools, and we're going to try and get these 3 clips loose on the inside. Looking for a little spot I can get started. There we go. There's one of them. Okay, on this side. So all 3 clips are loose. Here's the handle. We can move that moves around a little bit because we loosened it. Now we can get this off. This is what we've been looking to take off. Hello, here I'm into the truck, and the tailgate is right up there. I have to undo this camera connection. There we go. And when we put the other camera in, we'll have to come back under here to click up their connection as well. Underneath this little section here is a fairly big hole that we can run wires through to the camera. I'm going to pull the old wires from the prior camera out of here. These are the ones we just disconnected. I'm going to take and put a string on it so that I can pull this string back through to the top side. There you go. Now I'm going to pull that through and that string will come along the other side. And I'm going to take the other end of this string way out here and tie it on somewhere. I've learned if I don't do that, it's pretty easy for that thing to come all the way out and then you have to do it all over again. Pull the wire that's from the camera over here. It's the one that came off. Pull that out. Pull that string in there in the meantime. Pull it all the way up here, put it on top. And now we can deal with it up here. So now I need to remove this lock so I can put it in the other bezel. It's held in by these retaining clips on either side. Pull them out. Note that this goes this way. And give it a little pull. And there's a bigger end on here than on here for little tabs so they can orient themselves correctly. Okay, so I'm going to put the old bezel out of the way, keep the lock. Here's the new one. Same retaining clip. Little hooks are up. This one off of here too. Put this in, facing that way. Bigger one on the bottom. You have to kind of push it down so that it gets in all the way. And put the retaining clip back on. There, we're clipped in. All right, there we go. Next, we need to put the camera in its spot here. There's 3 holes here that go onto the 3 little stands to hold it in place. However, my kit did not arrive, the out-of-box kit did not arrive with the screws that hold it in place. So we're going to go to our old bezel and the old camera and take these off. This just takes a Phillips screwdriver. Alright, we got the 3 screws off of our old one. I'm going to go ahead and take this off because it looks like it goes through that little hole, fine hole. We might put that back on once we get it in. So that goes here. Line up the holes first. Start my screws. Here we are, nicely installed. Camera's all ready to go. We're going to put this back on the top here until we get it all the way on. So now we're going to take and pull this wire through the tailgate. Here's the kite string that I used, and I pulled this through with the old camera that was in there. I'll show you in just a moment what to do if you don't have that. I think that'll be enough, and I can pull that right through. Okay, so after 3 failed attempts to get the wire and the loom from here out to here, I've discovered the issue, and that is that there is another rod just inside this tailgate, just inside the hole, and there's not enough room either under it or over it for that loom to go. The prior one had a much smaller loom, and in fact it was about the same size ID as this wire. This wire won't go in that loom, so we're just going to run this wire without any loom. Let's start pulling it with the kite string we have on it, while feeding it from the other end. Get the wire behind it. Success! Whew. That was much tougher than you might see. Okay, clean everything off of the tailgate, because now we're going to put the bezel in. I'm going to take this wire and make sure that it sits down below here so it doesn't get caught when I put the tailgate up. There go to my bezel. So now we're going to put the bezel in, and this is the port that goes on that bolt that holds it in place. Here's my extra wire. I'm going to feed that in. I'll pull a fair amount of that out the bottom when I get to that portion. Get it around the handle. Alright, so now those clips are in. Now I'm going to take it back down. And we'll work from this side. Now these 3 bolts that I loosened before I now need to tighten. I'm going to tighten these 2 first. That should be tightening up the bezel. Yeah, it feels nice and tight down there. There we go. So back under the car underneath the tailgate to remove the old aluminum wires from the camera. So I'm just going to go through and unclip all of the places where I fixed the wire. Alright, that was our last zip tie to cut. Now we see it feeds up through here. And I'll have to get all this plastic off of here. This is where the wire and the loom go up through the floorboard of the truck and into the compartment and underneath the carpet and everything up above into the driver's side. We'll do that next. Now I'm going to deal with getting that cable that's inserted underneath here out and putting the other one back in that comes underneath the carpet over to the edge here along the column, underneath the dashboard and up and over to my radio that's over here. So step one is to remove this trim piece. We're back with our little pry tools. Start on the edge here. Now you hear the clip come off. When there's a whole panel, this little trim piece came off. To remove this side trim molding, we start kind of pulling on it. There, the clips came out of here. Gotta watch out for this hood release, putting it back. Wiggle it out. Now that's off as well. You can see right here, here's my video cable coming up through from underneath the carpet. We'll do that next. Take this out. Carpet. Pull it up from the upper side here, down around the pedals. And that's where we want to be. Here's my cable coming from underneath. There are other ones coming through here for other purposes, but that's the one we want to deal with. Next is to remove this cover over where the circuit breakers and fuses are. Let's pull up here. Some more little clips pop off. There's my wire coming in up over this portion here and along then the lower part of the panel. And I'm going to start unclipping all these little cable ties I have here. And one more here. Okay, and now I'm at the radio. Here's my rear camera plugged in. One that popped that out. Let's see, extra cable back there. And we have other things attached to it. We're going to have to disconnect with the tape here. Just trying to keep some wires together and keep things cleaned up, and I need to install. Alright, well, try not to elbow the camera again and send it flying. Alright, now, so I'm going to go get my little kite string and see if we can pull the kite string and this back through there to allow us to pull the new one up. Alright, now I'm going to feed the kite string as I pull the camera wire back out from the prior install. To do that, I have to reach way down under here and pull the other side while feeding it from here. Pull this wire through. Alright, so this little wire that was sticking out got hung up on some little spot underneath there. Fling it back and forth. I was able to loosen that up and get that right out of there. Cable continues this way. Goes underneath the carpet here. Alright, now we need to get under here again. So this cable goes down through here, and we saw down below there's a bunch of caulk underneath there. I thought maybe I can push from this side and get my cable done and get that caulk out of the way. Alright, so at least this is free now and it pulls, so maybe I can get the rest off from underneath. Here's this silicone material underneath here that's getting in the way, and here's my cable coming through. I'm going to use these pliers to just see how much of this I can just kind of pull away. Okay, let's see if we can get this cable back out of here now. Success! The plan, now it's time to put the wire from the back of the tailgate up to the camera, or the other way around. And because of this, the Y at the end here, where the camera video cable goes off, and then a separate one for the power, that means that if I start way up at the camera, I have to take all this long length of wire and feed it through the long video cable, so I don't want to do that. But I also want all of the extra loom and wire back here by the tailgate, rather than underneath my dash. I don't have a lot of room there for it. So I'm going to kind of do a mixture of starting back here and going up there. I'm actually going to put this stuff underneath there, including the power cable up to the end over here of the tailgate and where it meets the rest of the frame. And then from then on, I'm just going to go straight up with just the camera. Because this power, I'm going to take off of this corner right over here. All right, let's go do it. So we have the little connector here that goes up above. I'm going to start putting stuff down here. Right at the moment, first thing I'm going to do is just put it out through the gap so that I can get to that plug up above. There we go. It's going to go right out that way and come to the outside. Okay, now outside the tailgate, here's the wire coming from the camera. Its plug. Here's the plug that's going to continue up to the camera and the power source. Pop that in there. And I'm going to take and wrap around this just to make sure it gets a little more sealed. Alright, now we're going to put that back underneath there and deal with it back underneath on the bottom. Alright, now I'm not going to tie any of this in place. I'm just going to kind of place it here so I have enough cable going everywhere. Alright, so we're just going to continue along here. And then I'm going to end up over there. And I'm going to pull that through. Okay, so come around there. Now I see where I went. Here's where I need to go, right there. So here we are into the car again, and our favorite little feed-through that goes through the floor of the driver's side, and our video cable. It's got to go up through there. So there's one cable through there already. I had one that I had removed. We're going to push that up through there. Alright, here we are on the driver's side. I'll fix this later. We're just running it the right way until we can get it all the way on the radio. Now we're going to go up over this area and down into the space above the piano. Here's my wire that fed in, and I'm going to tape this up with. I don't want it to stick to anything and not get stuck in all those myriad of other wires up there. And we're going to feed it through. Just kind of have to feed it gently through all the wires. And it's like sticking on a few down here. All right, let's take this tape off. Here's my radio, the monitor. This goes right there. That is as much slack as I need. Anything beyond here is just kind of extra. So I'm just going to leave it like that and then go take all the extra back and feed it back to the back. All right, now we're going to hook up the electrical part, power, of our extra loomed wire here. All right, here's my page out of a item I download to show how that trailer connector looks. So you can hook it up to this one, pin A, the center post, and then it would supply power anytime you had it in reverse. We'll need that ground, so that's pin B, and that's white in this case, so it couldn't really be weird. We're going to be hooking black to white. And I'm going to actually hook it to this one down here, brown, the trailer park lamp supply voltage. Okay, first thing we need to do is take this up and out. There's an easy way for this one to come off. You just push this little tab here, and it just rotates around, and it comes. For my prior camera, that's hooked to the reverse backup portion. Okay, so now I'm going to connect the power. I'm going to run that. It's going to end up being behind the bumper here with the license plate off. You can actually see in there. So the wire comes up. All right, now that I have my wires up here, I'm going to go ahead and start the connection process here. And I'm going to take the power off of the brown wire which is for the parking brakes and running lights and stuff like that. So to do that, I'm going to use one of these crimp connectors. I'm going to actually put my screwdriver in here and widen this gap a little bit so I can fit the wire inside. Put the brown right along the outer edge here. And then we're going to take the red, since that's our power. This has been stripped on the end, so I have to take that off. Just push this down in here a ways. I don't really want it to come out the other side. It's okay if it does. Now we have to crimp this, push this down in there, and take my pliers and give that a good squeeze. All right, at that point you can take then this little closure and pop it over the side. That holds it all together so it won't come apart now. Final connections here for the power. There's the black wire, made my transition that I put on there with the shrink tubing and whatnot. And I decided with all the other trouble I had, I'm switching back to the old school method. And so I have my soldering iron here, and I have my connection. There we go. I have my industrial version of the heat gun here. Put the shrink tubing on. That was actually easier than the new method of doing this to me. They have this nice strain relief built into this module. I want to take advantage of that. Help protect those wires. So here comes the electrical tape. Just gonna wrap this all. There we go. All right, let's get this trailer plug in there. I have to get both the top and the bottom in. Slide it right back. And then that little button pops out here and you're locked in. Now I'm going to use cable ties to secure the wire loom. There we go. My goal here is to kind of keep the wires as far away from the footwell area as possible. Snip off that piece. Now here I'm under the car, and this is totally incompatible with my filming capabilities and equipment. So I'm going to go through and tie wrap this on in places like here, and then you can see another tie wrap spot down there. And I'm just going to keep tie wrapping that all the way down until I get to the far end of the car, and maybe we'll pick up there. All right, well that's what that cable looks like, the two different bundles all wrapped up underneath the car. There's a spare tire. Now I'm going to go up inside there and find a place to take those two and secure them up inside there. All right, now I'll start putting the trim pieces back. Some of the video cables came down through here. And this is where I put that sealant. I'm actually going to put a little plastic layer just over the top of that. Help keep any water that does come through out of my insulation and the carpet. Alright. Next we're going to put the trim piece that goes here. There's two little snaps that go back in here. And now we're going to put the final carpet piece down. All right, done. Well, now it's time to put the radio back in. We have to start from the top and go down. So the radio goes in first. Before we do that, we have to take all these wires and make sure they're stuffed in here somewhere. have to keep it at an angle and put it in. And when you do, it just slips right in like that. And now these are pretty much all lined, and you just push them in. Okay, final results time. Here we are, the truck is running. We're gonna put it into reverse. And there's our beautiful camera.
That's going to wrap up our review and install of the Rearview Camera Kit for the 2007 to 13 Silverado and Sierra 1500s. And for all things trucks, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.